There are theoretically more books we could take here. Vampire's Last Likeness. Suppose we could read this too. Thereupon, Isabella took Edward's glistening visage in her hand and embraced his icy lips, which were twisted in a cynical grin. "Forgive me, my love," she whispered, stifling the sobs heaving her bosom. "But my heart doth long with fiercer passion for yon werewolf, whom thou hatest with all thy vampiric foulness." Is this Twilight? "'Tis for the best," spoke it, and his name is Edward. Disapprove. Shifting his pale face toward the equally pale moon. That also... Okay, I don't know Twilight well enough, but isn't that, like, very close to one of the names of a Twilight book/movie? Is it, like, New Moon? I don't think it's Pale Moon, but it's awfully close to that. "With me, thy life was ever endangered. With yon werewolf, thou shalt know peace and happiness." Edward turned around and took a step toward the exit, but Isabella grabbed his wrist and bade he stop. The touch of her hand was so tender, his heart newly began to beat anew, after centuries of deafening stillness. "There's more," she spoke, averting his penetrating gaze. "I am with child." Does that mean you're pregnant? That's an odd way to phrase it, but I mean, much of that was in old-timey language. Okay. More books? Pyromancy? Or the noble art of cheese divination? Yes. What splendid diversity reigns in the kingdom of cheese. I want to go there. The ripened curd can be white or blue, hard or soft, fresh or aged, from the milk of cows, sheep, or goat, brine, pickled, untouched. This list could go on till the end of time. And each of them, every last slice, every morsel and crumb, not only brings with it an unmatched rush of sensory experience, but in the right hands can be made to reveal the universe's most closely guarded secrets. Indeed, for cheese, like the innards of sacrificed animals. Okay, now you're losing me. The flight of a swallow or vivid dreams can be used for divination. The depth and size of a cheese's holes reveal when rains will fall in the coming year, while the color of mold veins tells who shall love whom, and the scent of a hard grana padano predicts which army will vanquish its foes and which shall perish. Best divination, however, is done using the ancient method of fondue. One must simply melt two different kinds of cheese, preferably Emmental and Gruyere, in white wine, or, in a pinch, in a dry apple cider. Then, one must use a long stick to immerse a morsel of bread in the resultant thick, soupy mixture, all the while keeping in mind the question, what shall my child be like when he, or she, as the case may be, grows? Then, bring the cheese-covered morsel of bread up to a candle, so that it casts a shadow on the wall. The shape will provide a sure and easily understood answer to your query. That's deep stuff right there. I feel like I'm a changed person now. Okay, so I think that's just about everything in the library. We could, of course, continue to buy and or sell more of our books, but as I was saying before, I think for the most part, we probably want to come back and do that later when we have a better sense of which books we can pick up by ourselves and which ones we're actually going to need to purchase, because they're surprisingly expensive. And there is a notice board here that we definitely want to check out. There could be more good stuffs here for us to check out. A word from the Armorers Guild. Armorers Guild, we would like to speak to them. We have a lot of armor we'd like to sell. Armorers Guild would like to remind you of the following. No one shall forge nor sell armor nor helmets in Novigrad unless he has first joined our ranks and proven his credentials as a master. I mean, we'd be pretty cool to run into some master armorers. I mean, we have some stuff we'd like to craft with them, see? So, yeah, that sounds good. Members of the guild must pay 2 out of every 100 crowns earned to the communal fund. So, 2% fee. Okay, I mean, less than ideal for the participants, but I suppose not an exorbitant amount. Any member who knowingly takes on another member's apprentice shall pay half of his earned profits to the guild. Any member caught selling iron helmets and breastplates claiming they are steel shall be stricken from the guild registry. How dare you suggest that iron is steel? Any member who brings a weapon to guild meetings shall pay a day's earnings to the communal fund by way of punishment. So basically just don't come looking for a fight? I don't know. Contract. Haunted house. Oh no. I seek a witcher of unsullied reputation. Documentation regarding prior achievements and written references preferred, who will undertake the task of combing the residents on the outskirts of the city, recently acquired by the undersigned, Count Kurt Dysart, in order to find and drive off or kill the creature which is haunting it. A sizable reward is guaranteed. Sincerely, Kurt Dysart, Count of Anchor, by writ of King Foltest, temporarily in residence at the Kingfisher. Is that the tavern that's outside of Novigrad, south of Novigrad, in that little more suburby village? Contract. Imp. On behalf of the Merchants Guild, I hereby announce the following. A particularly bold beast, an imp, who are thinking, has taken to thieving in the market near the city gates. Not too far away. Though it has not yet harmed any humans, this monster has caused a great deal of irrecoverable financial loss. Whoever tracks down and kills this imp shall receive a hefty reward, one free of all taxes, in accordance with our Honorable City Councilman's decree numbered 1271C 7-10. Do not tarry in providing our assistance. Good people, retail trade is the backbone of a healthy economy, meaning the financial well-being of the city's merchants lies in all of your best interests. Sylvester Amello, merchant. Okay. Beware, there's a swindler about. Fair Novigradians, let it be known far and wide that Klaus Petterling is a liar, a fraud, and a swindler. The miraculous hair-growing formula he sells is nothing more than water from the bits dyed with modicum of lilac extracts. The only effect imbibing this concoction is likely to bring about is a debilitating case of diarrhea, which will keep you running to the outhouse day and night, a fact which I had the dubious pleasure of learning through first-hand experience. Therefore, if this shameless cheat could pay a visit to your domicile, hide nothing, and instead tell him to go suck down his own remedy. Volker Bollinger. Festival of Nilfgaardian culture cancelled. I was assuming that was going to say Nilfgaardian, or rather that it was going to say Novigradian, but it says Nilfgaardian. Yeah, that is a little bit alarming that you would be praising Nilfgaard in that way, when, you know, they're on your footstep right now. On your doorstep, rather. Pains me to inform you that, in light of recent events, yeah, you could say that, the decision has been made to call off our planned Festival of Nilfgaardian Culture. Ambassador von Otter. Oh, I suppose if it's an ambassador, that makes some sense. But, you know, maybe you could do something about how, you know, Nilfgaard is trying to take over the world right now. Another monster? Contract for monsters. Contract monster in the Vids? Okay. Is that a part of the city or something? I thought we saw another reference to the Vids. By order of the City Council number 1408, DZ185, a reward has been set aside for the killing of the monster which torments and murders residents in the Vids after dark. Yeah, that's definitely part of town. The only acceptable proof of having performed this deed shall be a trophy taken from the monster's body. Yes, this means your mother's or cousin's or aunt's eyewitness testimony will not suffice, nor will the sworn word of any other person, regardless of his or her claimed relationship to you, the hierarch, or anyone else, and also without caring one whit for his or her alleged trustworthiness, which supposedly can be attested to by anyone at your favorite drinking hall. For more information and or to collect the reward, see the District Superintendent for the Vids, Lund, by writ of the City Council Superintendent of the Vids. Okay, so lots of contracts there. Let's take a look at what the level of them all might be, because we do have one that I believe is exactly 15, so that is a good fit for us right now. Door slamming shut? I do remember Kurt Dysart is a recent name that we saw, so I think that's maybe one of them. Deadly Delights is the one that I'm assuming we were going to do, yeah. Then other new ones would be what? I actually don't remember. I don't remember which one of these are new. Because it seemed like most of these, this one is. But other than that, it seems like most of them we've already done the first thing or two. Oh, this one was actually, I didn't realize that we did the hard part. Actually fighting the Draconid, and we came across it and as we were exploring down south in Velen, and apparently that was actually what we needed to do for that quest. We just need to turn it in. Are any of them technically not contracts, but actually full-blown side quests? Didn't sound like it based on the descriptions, but I don't know. I'm probably just not remembering which ones we previously had. But anyways, yeah, so we do want to, well, I suppose we should make sure that we still have the level 15 one marked, because that is a good fit for us. Let's make sure we're headed in that direction. I think we're quite close. Yeah, we are. Good. I think we have, that was Vivaldi, right? So we've already gone there. Oh, this is, that's just the fast travel location. That's the actual quest marker that we want to go to. What am I saying? Silly me. Okay. And this is... Okay, well, door slamming shut. Yes, that is one. Other ones here. You want to bail me out? An elusive thief. I don't remember seeing that name come up, though. Pulling the thread. Did they only just show up right now? Did I jump the gun? Right now, I'm curious, but... Where are they? They're not showing up. What? I don't see them? Well, here we go. Okay, Elusive Thief. It's actually 13. Lower than our current level. Interesting. That might even be a reason to do this first. Go to the marketplace during the day and talk. Sylvester Amello. I assume we're probably in that marketplace right now. It's just that... Oh no, that's actually down there. Okay, that is not daytime right now, so we probably will wait in that case if we want to go straight to get the ball rolling on one of these. And yeah, let's stick to the one that requires that we just talk to a guard, because I don't think it matters what time of day that is. So we'll head on over and what is this? Some pathway here brings us into a different part of the city? Question mark? I don't know. Something like that. Here is the bits, apparently. We found it. That... This is really the opposite direction that we were planning on going in, though. So I'm guessing that that's what? Maybe this area over here in the easternmost part of the city? Maybe up here as well? I don't really know. We really want to be going this way? Because I'm guessing what we'll find is that there are basically crime lords that run the show in specific parts of the city. We've seen some of their names before. Oh, this is a mob. Oh, in fact, this is a quest right here. Let's eavesdrop. I'm assuming it's we ultimately need to talk to the preacher. Yeah. Okay, so you know your typical flaming room stuff.
Slander to my face.
Readily, you are a mutant, a freak, a useless relic of a bygone age that should be burned like a withered branch.
Is that so? Shut up or I'll shut you up. How many people's lives? Yeah. Hold on. Let's take count for a second here. How many people's lives have you saved?
How many people's lives have you saved? From Bruxay, from Leshens?
That has no bearing.
Asked you a question. How many? There's something to think about,
Less than
folks.
one?
Preacher's fierce in the mouth, but holler at him and his tail slinks between his legs. Come on, people.
It's true. He's all talk.
It'll pay off, they said.
We talk to you again. Nope. You're a defeated man. Okay, so that was quick, I guess, but successful, I suppose. We want to be headed in this direction now, and keep an eye out for loot. Yes, although these guards are, of course, fairly close by. Me go through here. What is this? It's like some kind of theater, performance area, bar.
Holy moly.
What is the deal here?
Nice dude.
Truth is, we're already dependent on the black ones, economically.
I feel like there's more to this spot.
I'm in a rut. I've such a hard time finding inspiration.
Okay. Maybe on a future occasion? Okay, well, maybe don't talk to that guy right now, but... You actually have a name,
Well,
as do you. Lots of actresses. And actors, I would assume, yeah. Well, oh, you just did a 720. Okay. Yeah, so I don't really know what to make of all this. Maybe during the day you'll put on performances? That'd be cool. There's another book that we've, at least previously, had about a bazillion copies of, and proceeded to sell most of them to the shopkeeper. However, of course, we would need to go back to sell them again on this occasion. For the most part, I think we'll just take this opportunity to loot everything here. Because there is a fair bit. That, okay, for a second I thought that was gonna like let us go backstage. I suppose we are backstage right now though. Emerald dust, that's not bad. Hiding anything else back here? Yeah, okay, let's just, yeah. Bulldoze everyone over here. Is this... I was gonna say, maybe like a front counter where you purchase your tickets to go to the event, but no, that is definitely not the case. I still like the way these look, though. Very dramatic. It's probably the point. This is cool as well. Look at this bridge. So do we want to be crossing over to the other side of town? I think we had actually been here before. Yeah, so we've been to that herbalist. The person we're looking for is like right on the edge, but they are on this side of the river. So we probably do want to stay here and then go down to a lower elevation as such. Okay. And is this our guard? Is the fish market? Okay.
I'm here about the contract.
Oh, well.
Oh, why didn't you say
the
so?
night patrol got massacred. Tough men, the lot. Armed to the teeth. A beast, must be.
Must. What makes you say that?
If you've seen the corpses.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, care to, say a little
What
more?
do the corpses look like?
Please describe in vivid
I've not
detail.
seen anything like it in my life, and I've seen a lot of corpses.
Alright, we get
Ever
the point
heard
there.
talk of folk who died in the deserts of Zerrikania from the heat alone? These corpses came straight out of those tales.
Okay, that was not very informative. So, sorry, that doesn't really help.
Let's talk about my pay first.
But more
I
importantly,
know what my services are worth.
and that would mean give us all of your monies. And by that I mean go to roughly halfway and hope that he still pays up. 300? Maybe we can go a little more, like 305. Oh, it's like that's basically halfway.
Well, that's better, but still too much.
Okay. So I also don't know, I was wondering this previously, as his annoyance level goes up, is the amount of coins that he will accept actually going down? So like initially, maybe he would have accepted 295, but if we get him annoyed, does that number then drop down to 280 or whatever? So, like, can I just go down in small little increments here, or are we actually getting punished by doing that? I don't know. Yeah.
That's better, but still too much.
Yeah, like here, I think we're gonna have to probably go pretty aggressively down. There?
All right.
Okay.
I believe I can pay you that. Provided, of course, that you do well.
You mean, like, complete the job?
Bodies buried yet? Where?
Orders were to burn him. Our medic
Oh.
was to take a look first. Talk to him. He's at the docks now.
See what I can do.
We'll pay you. The boys and me, we pulled what we had for a reward.
And we know about the reward. We've already discussed that part, I do believe. Now, do we loot something directly in front of him and be like, now, I get to take this as well, right? Okay, where is said person at the docks? Seems like there are a lot of docks around here, and we've not yet been this far north. We would be going by a lot of new places. Not to say that's necessarily a bad thing, as much as just that we might get distracted along the way is all, with many other interesting things for us to investigate. But I suppose we can make our way over there. This is, yeah, I suppose you're not wrong. Fish market does seem like an accurate way to describe this location. Hello?
Mutant.
Oh. Okay. That within vision of the guard? Apparently not. Might have been close to this guy. Oh, eh? Where did this come from? Are these bandits that the guard actually fought? I don't think we fought those guys. This is also close. That guy there, probably not worth it. Whereas these, oh, we are now encumbered. Go in here? No. It is peculiar. This did happen, but we've seen it happen with wild animals. Like wolves taking down rabbits and whatnot in the middle of the forest, but I don't think we've ever seen anything like that in actual establishments and actual, like, cities before. I mean, of course, this is the largest city we've been in yet, so I suppose if there were a place for us to start seeing that, it would be here.
Whole son's dead lately. Stop going there after they sold me
Ooh,
goods.
is this blacksmith?
Word is, Wiley's fallen out with the rest of the big four.
But it's locked! No!
Damn foolish
This door, is there a door over here?
daft eye card up his sleeve.
There was a blacksmith here, but he's not currently at a station. I mean, it is currently night, so, like, maybe that's why. Similarly, there might normally be good things over here. Wow, there's lots of loot here at the very least. Mostly alcoholic beverages of various assortments. Have our fair share of those. Okay. So it would be great if, say, you were actually here. Who is that? No, that's not a person. For a second, I thought that was a person there. No, that is, two fish on such an angle that it appeared as though that was a person. In which case, oh, Bit Essence is actually good. It was the same color as the Dwarven Spirit, so I thought it was just a nothing item, but was not the case. Okay. And is there anything up here? Oh, we need that too. That is Dwarven Spirit. For a second, I thought this just led onto the overhang. I was like, no, I don't really want to walk on your awning. Thank you. But, doesn't really seem like a great idea. Okay. Anything else? Are these lootable? They're movable, but they're not lootable. Important distinction there. Yeah, so why don't we continue on our way over back to the place where what, the bodies got burned, or the person who was examining the bodies before they got burned? We can talk to that person. And that is, of course, rather difficult for an investigator such as ourselves to understand everything that there is to understand about a crime if, say, You're burning all the evidence. It's usually exactly the opposite of what you would want to do. But I suppose well, the whole eternal fire thing makes some sense. At least I understand why they're doing it. What is this? Your Dane army needs you now. Enlist and become hero of the North. Thanks, but no thanks. Harbor side. Okay. First time we've seen this indicator here, although, or I thought. Yet is this not one of the taverns that we've already been to? Yeah, the Golden Sturgeon. We've been there. Okay. Not sure we've been through this building here. And, oh no, it is the tavern itself. Okay, never mind. Absolutely have.
We can go to here or at my place. You choose.
And so I suppose maybe in that case we weren't that far away from the location where we're expecting to talk to this other gentleman. Of course, we now have more inventory, or more items stocked up than we know what to do with at the moment. We are overburdened, but I'm assuming at least as of right now it's not going to be a big concern. Sure, we'll walk through town a little more slowly, but let's go on a nice pleasant stroll.
You're waiting in fate.
There is some kind of enemy down below. Two of them, in fact. Some kind of bandits, it seems. We would have to go down and loop around the docks to actually get to them, which I suppose we could do. Just confirm that we are fairly close. Yeah, we're fairly close to this guy here. Why don't we take out those bandits? Where do we actually go to get down there, though? Oh, here's the stairs. One moment, guys. Just give me a second here. Just, you know. Just going on my little stroll is all. I'm sorry, what did you say? Was it you wanted to fry? That can be arranged. I'm sorry, you wanted to as well? Yeah, no problem. Why'd you say so sooner? And this, oh man, this looks like this might actually be a passageway into what could be a fairly large area by the looks of things. Just look at our map right now. As soon as we start going here, it's actually a ladder to something? No, that's a wall, if anything. Here, right? Diagrams for stuff. Yeah, the music changes. Very strong diagrams, it would seem. But I'm getting very strong vibes of don't go here yet. This is something that you will want to be doing later on. And therefore, I think we want to, at least for the moment, just pretend that we didn't see that. For fear of potentially jumping the gun, perhaps very significantly, on another quest. I feel like we are at risk of doing that, were we to explore further down that route. We could potentially go further down this dock, and I'm a little bit curious as to what we might find there. Probably just a little bit of loot. But I feel like while we're over here in this area, why not? And the sun is starting to come up. Which, I mean, yeah, the city looks great. It is cool to see that skyline, and then of course the ships as well. Who is this guy? Are you a person of note? You are another witch hunter. You weren't really able to talk to the other people? Yeah.
Got a foolproof method for exercising witches.
You said witches, not witchers, right? Pretty sure you did. I mean, that is theoretically your thing. We did find some pretty solid loot on at least one of the boats that we went on previously. Powdered pearl is not terrible. But I'm talking like strong diagrams. I believe it was in this spot here, but it's locked. Anything else? This? Perhaps? Goat stuff? Okay. More of the generic stuffs as well. Anything up top? then maybe we'll check the other boat and head on over to talk to the person who we're supposed to talk to for this quest. Do we have anything up here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. No problem. Although, yeah, none of these ships have had captains, which is perhaps a little bit concerning, and also this is definitely not enough people to actually be running one of these ships. I suppose there are plenty of people who have,
Great deal.
like the seaman name, or, forget what else we've seen, but longshoremen or something of that sort. So, I suppose if everyone who's hanging out in the bars were to come here and return to their respective ships, then we would find that there'd be enough. Anything here, though? Actually looks like this might be a bit of a smaller boat of sorts. Definitely something here. In fact, this looks like a rather dramatic chest. Anything good? Raspberry juice and raspberries. Don't think we've ever seen either of those things before. In fact, so much so that I would wonder if that might even be a quest item of some variety, but didn't show up as one. Strange. I think there is still another boat there that we have not yet explored. It is not technically attached to this area here. We'd have to go down the other dock. But suppose that one there, slightly more distant, and is it larger? I think it's larger. One over there. So let's talk to this gentleman first, though, or whoever it is. I don't really know. Probably that person there. Anything else we should take note of in this area? More boats. Suppose that shouldn't really come as a surprise. We can't walk in that building. Don't you even try. Don't even think about it. Not allowed. The medic? I mean, we do need to talk to you, yes, but maybe we loot the thing that you're using first. Then we talk to you.
You're the medic.
Oh! That's a quite the mask you have. Yeah, those dead guards.
I'm looking into the dead guards. Heard you did autopsies.
Did their friends hire you? Good. I'm happy to help.
Okay. I know you're trying to do a good thing and all, being the medic and whatnot, but you know, it's really hard to trust you when you're wearing that helmet. I mean, all these things, yes.
Heard the bodies were desiccated.
Do you believe a beast killed them? I don't. The bodies were dried out. But perhaps they tried to apprehend a mage who cast a nasty spell on them.
Was it dehydration?
Strictly speaking, no. Though I don't quite know what to compare it to.
That's odd. Okay. They got burned, kind of, sort of, dehydrated, kind of, sort of, something in between.
Last body. Where was it found?
In a side alley along the road from the docks to the brothel district. Someone had dropped it there in the middle of the night.
Need to examine that spot.
Okay. What about wounds?
Find any claw or fang marks on the bodies?
Anything that would
Fangs?
clearly say
No.
monster?
Claws? Not quite. Only scratches. Fingernails, most likely. From their adventures with whores.
Thanks. Should go see the place where they were found.
Good luck.
Okay, that gives us a little more information. Not a lot. Like Geralt was saying there, it sounds like mostly just examine the scene of the crime. Is where exactly? You're saying in between the docks and the district with the brothels? Which, I mean, if we're putting two and two together here, I'm assuming this is the dock area, of course. We're currently on the docks. And that make some of the areas that we've already been to one of those brothel areas. I mean, we have been into one or two at this point in time, but trying to get a sense as to what the lay of the land here is, because obviously there's a lot to figure out in Novigrad, and it seemed like this is saying the docks here. Are you referring to these docks, or I mean, people were referring to this area here as the docks? I mean, this whole area is the harbor. At least I would assume is considered the harbor, or at least in my head canon as to whether or not they would actually call this the harbor. I'd like to believe they would. Suppose this also could make a case for being a harbor. But, yeah. I don't know, we, of course, heard some other names of other locations, but it's going to be a while before I have any real internal memory of what the defining characteristics of a given spot is, other than I think I have a general sense as to what to expect here. I initially thought that this was supposed to be the lower end of the city where, I mean, it didn't say slums, but it seemed like that might have sort of been the case. However, then someone later said there's a specific location that they call the slums, and maybe that means that that isn't this spot, so what do I know? Hopefully we'll just get a better sense over time as to what is what in Novigrad, because we've started to explore our fair share of the city, but I'm sure that there are things that we have not discovered in places that we, of course, have not yet looked, but also even in places that we have started to explore a bit. Plenty of locked doors. I do wonder if and when those might start to become unlocked. So we'll check that guy out. We'll see if we can find, or well, I should say, we should check out that location, rather, where we're expecting to find that crime scene. Let's mark that on our map. Hold on. And by mark it on the map, I mean open the map and actually mark it rather than close the map. Okay, so where exactly is it, though, relative to where we are right now? We will need to do our fair share of walking. Do we have any shortcuts we could take? Well, the problem is we, of course, are currently encumbered. And, yeah, actually, real question is, are there any fast travel spots that we can use to expedite this process? There aren't any near that. It's kind of right in the middle of every single fast travel spot in the city. So that stinks. Seems like walking is actually the way to go. And I would prefer to sell some of our stuffs, if we could. Yeah. Don't mind if I do, I guess. That way we could potentially, you know, no longer be over our weight limit and therefore actually be able to run, which would, of course, make this a quicker journey. But I'm sure we can make it work. There is, of course, the tavern that we've been to before. Has it been long enough in between trips to said tavern for us to sell all of our belongings to them yet again? You have a name. Oh no, the henchman of this other person who we haven't seen as much about. Like Siggy, Ruiven, I'm guessing sort of controls one area of the city. Similar story for Cleaver we've heard about. And then we've heard a little bit from others. Okay, we want to sell things to you. Are you still broke? Or do you have your monies back? I'm hoping that you do.
Serving?
You do. Okay. So let us proceed to sell all of our hides of various assortments. I'm hoping we'll make enough of a difference from a weight standpoint for us to now be able to run. Not quite, however, we have 18 fair hides here for 414 coins. Yes, that gives us a pretty nice amount of monies, and also does bring us a fair bit below our weight threshold. So we are now in much better shape. We also just like dump all of these. They're not worth much, but I feel like might as well. Some other things we could potentially break down into components. Broken rates, though, they're very heavy, surprisingly. So maybe just getting rid of them for the sake of not having that weight could be useful. And the knives, also surprisingly heavy, but we've now used up all this guy's dinero. So for that reason, we'll say goodbye.
Farewell.
But we can finally run again.
Look for your kind beyond.
At least for the time being, but I'm sure we'll continue to loot stuff, and that will change soon. What is happening here?
Help some fellas out, master. We're a bit of coin short another round.
Because we're comrades, see? Witcher, ain't you? We're butchers. You slaughter, we slaughter.
Except witches earn more. Old villagers pitch in. Lords out with their purses. Ladies do like with their legs.
Guess I've been to the wrong villages. Dealt with the wrong lords and ladies.
Come on, don't make us beg. What's a wisher for, anyways? To help men in need.
Not necessarily. Oh, we could, give him a little bit of axie.
You boys look tired. Probably ought to go home now.
Well, how long we been drinking now?
2 days. Well said, Master. Home we will go.
There we go. All right. Interesting. Got some experience out of that. Not bad. And might even be getting kind of close to leveling up here. Well, kinda close.